What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Some Beastie Bars. That's what we're gonna rock with for now. I'm not definite on the name yet, but I wanted to get on here and talk to y'all about purpose because I feel like purpose as a man is everything. It's really like the foundation for just where your life is gonna go and just the trajectory of who you're gonna be and just the life that you're gonna live. Especially for all my former athletes out there that are just getting into the real world or still navigating the real world without the sport, or just my young men that are just very ambitious and might not have had a true time to understand their purpose, or it might be shaky on what their purpose may be in this life and they're still trying to figure this out. I want to give a good blueprint on just what purpose is, how I found my purpose, how you can find your purpose, like I said, why it's important and what that allows you to be, and also the detriments of just drifting and not having a purpose, and how you can make the world a worse place or a better place with it, but just really the importance of it. So that's what this episode is going to be about. So as we always do, let's just get right into it, man. I feel like you don't find your purpose, you give yourself one, because a man without a purpose is on the verge of destruction. And like I said, for all my former athletes out there, when you have your purpose be one thing for so long, you're it's just attached to the sport. Or if you're not an athlete and you just attach your purpose to just going to school, then going to college, just because that's what everybody's told you to do. Once you get into the real world, once you get you kind of you finish doing what everybody's told you to do, or your sport ends, and now you're just you in the world. When you don't have a mission, it's easy to get lost. It's easy to start just drifting, because when you're not aiming for if you have no destination, you're not moving towards something, you just drift, and that allows you to start scrolling. That's when you start overthinking. That's when you start just playing small, because you're not as confident in who you are, because you're not confident in where you're going, you know. And you start letting other people dictate your moves. You start letting other people dictate where you need to be, what you need to be doing, because you have no better idea for what you need to be doing with your life at that point. So you start defaulting to what everybody else around you is doing. You start defaulting to what society tells you you need to be doing. You call it, chilling, or just figuring it out, just going with the flow. But really, you're stuck. And I know this because I lived it. Like I said, when shit ended for me with the sports, like, I still was doing everything. I was working out. I was eating all right. Like, I looked decent and shit. I was showing up to work, but I wasn't dialed in. I wasn't locked in. And it's because I did not have a purpose. And without that, life starts to feel heavy. You start questioning just what your purpose is, like what you should just be doing. Like, and if like, what I'm talking about. Like, I don't want to say depressed, but you kind of get a little, like, you lose that spark for life. You waking up every single day, and you just like, and it's just another day. You're waking up with the intentions of the day ending, because that's when you get off work. That's when you can just be free. That's when you can just potato around, lounge around, do what you want to do, just chill, kick it. And that gets a real easy trap to just fall into. So like I said initially, purpose is not something that you find, it's something that you give yourself. You don't need a dream handed to you. You need to decide what matters to you the most, because when you don't know who you want to be, what you want to do, you don't do anything. And when I say, like, decide what your purpose is, it doesn't have to be this super mystical thing. Like, people talk about finding your purpose, like you need to go in the woods and just chill out for a few days, or go take ayahuasca or some shit, or like go do this crazy extravagant shit, meditate for hours and shit. And while meditation is amazing, it's not something. Your purpose doesn't just find you. It's more so like you remember who you always truly have been. You remember just who you are at your core, at your essence. Like how it was when you were a kid and you were just you living life. You woke up every day excited because every day brought you a new adventure. You were just living. And in terms of giving yourself a purpose, is channeling more so back in with who that really is at your center, at your core. When I think about finding my purpose, or what my purpose is in life, it was really more so like, what do I want my purpose to be? Like, what do I think will sound cool to say that my purpose is, and to live and to do? Like, how would I want to live my life when I'm on my deathbed? Like, what do I want to say that I did? What type of impact do I want to say that I left? What type of, legacy do I want to leave to my kids? What type of man do I want to be? Like, what do I want to be known for? It wasn't like, like I said, this thing I wanted to just magically find me. It's like, nah, like this is who I want to be. And for me personally, I felt like just based off of just how my life had gone up to this point, I feel like my purpose is to inspire others to be the best versions of themselves by being the best version of myself. But me being the best version of myself, it requires me to show up as my best with whatever I'm doing at that time. Because like your purpose is something that can change. Like your purpose could be to get a just job. You know what I mean? Like depending on where you at in your life, like your sole purpose could be just getting a job, or your sole purpose could be just getting in shape. You know what I'm saying? Your sole purpose could be just getting a house. You know what I mean? Like your purpose can change over time. Like it doesn't have to be, like I said, the super mystical fucking Gandalf type thing. Like your purpose can change based off of your set of circumstances and your scenario and where you're at in your life. But right now, what I'm saying, it could be building a brand. It could be becoming a husband, becoming a better man. But you have to stop waiting to like feel ready, and you have to just give yourself a purpose and just go, just do it. Because alignment is everything. Like when you start aligning with that purpose, everything starts hitting different. And when you start really getting aligned with what you feel will be a good thing for you to, who you feel like a good man for you would be. Like when you start aligning with who that man is, everything starts to click. Everything starts to hit different. You start having just people attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? Like homies, women, just opportunities. They start aligning with you because they see that you're confident. They see that you're grounded. They see that you have nothing to prove. Because when you have a purpose, you don't have anything to prove. You're not living for society standards. You know what I mean? Like you can have a shitty car or a job that you're not the most proud of, or a body that you're not the most proud of, but you know that you're showing up each and every day, fulfilling your purpose, working towards, chipping that away, becoming the best version of yourself, and you're not going to feel the need to impress others. You're not going to be embarrassed by your current situation because you know mentally in your mind who you really are. And that's like the biggest thing, really establishing that shit in your mind, who you really are, what you really want to be in this life. Because as soon as you can see it in your mind, that means it's real. If there's something that you want to do, if there's a way that you see yourself living your life, like, and you can see it, like you can literally picture, like you can see yourself, driving a car. You can see yourself with the body. You can see yourself having the money. You can see yourself having a wife. You can see yourself having just whatever it is. Like that means that shit is real. That means that shit is out there. That means that shit is, it's a reality where that shit already exists. It's just up to you to become that version and just align with that version of yourself. Because it's not about just like super grind. Like, yeah, it's going to be a grind. But the way that you make the discipline necessary to become that person is by aligning with your purpose and aligning with that version of yourself that, has the car, has the body, has the house, has the wife. Because once you do that, you're going to take the actions as just a byproduct of being that type of person. Like if you identify yourself as an athlete or you want to have an athlete's body, like you're going to just show up to the gym. You're going to just eat right because that's just what they do. You know what I mean? Like you're going to just become dangerous in the best way because you know who you are. And like when you walk into a room, like you're going to shift the whole fucking frequency because it's not because of the clout that you got, not because of the money that you got, but because your life means something to you. And when you are serving your purpose, like you impact the world in a different way. Like the world literally bends to the people, to the men that are on missions. Like that's how great men become. You know what I mean? Like that's how great people become great people. Like you gotta realize the world is like clay. It's malleable. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you can shift it. You know what I mean? And you're not just here to participate in the world. You're here to shape that clay. You know what I'm saying? You're here to build. You're here to lead. You're here to protect. You're here to provide. Like that's what being a man is all about. And if you don't feel like you're doing that right now, that just means you haven't aimed high enough. So decide who you want to become. Like lock that shit in. Choose that direction and build towards it with everything that you got. Because the truth is, like if you don't program yourself, you're gonna be living part of somebody else's program. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be doing shit that other people have already set in stone for you. And that's just no way to live. And plus, when you are more in line with your purpose and you give yourself that purpose and you're living that shit day in and day out, you're going to make the world a better place. because the people around you are going to see it. They're going to realize that aren't as accessible, that you aren't as, privy to the meaningless conversations. Like when your frequency changes, like you're gonna just move differently, and the people closest to you are gonna see that, and they're gonna be like, "Damn, he's really doing this shit. Like he's really locked in. He's really dialed in," and they're gonna see themselves in you and be like, "Damn, if he can do it, if he can get in shape like that, it only took he's only been doing this shit 3-4 months, like." Or that you start a business and you start actually getting some motion, people are going to just see the success that you have for yourself. They're going to see themselves in you, and they're going to be like, damn, if he can do it, I can do it too. And they're going to be more confident in trying to become the best version of themselves and trying to, model the way that they live after you in their own way. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to try and be you, hopefully, because that doesn't work. You got to be you because you have your own unique set of gifts and talents and perspectives that the world will benefit from. And you have your own set of just way that you do things that will help specific people out because they need you and what you do to help them. You know what I mean? Because you can communicate something that I can't communicate, that, your homeboy, that, their parents or their coaches or whoever can't communicate, but you can do it. Only if you lean into what makes you you. So like you're gonna essentially make the world a better place when you following your purpose, and you're gonna just become just a better person overall. Like I said, you're gonna attract everything that you want, because you gotta realize like nobody's coming to save you. Like there are no handouts really in this life. Like nobody's here to bring you across the finish line. There's gonna be people that show up in your life and want to help out, absolutely. But you gotta rely on yourself. You gotta rely on just you being you and you making it happen because you're a man and that's just what comes with it. And you can't be mad at it. Like I hate when guys are like always mad that like they gotta protect and provide and shit. Like, like that you gotta be the breadwinner. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's expected for you to take on all this pressure. But like, don't you want that shit, bro? Like, you got to realize you got a last name, bro. Like, there's been men before you that have gotten you to this point to where you can just live this comfortable life. Because let's be honest, even if you don't have the most money in the world, like, you live a pretty comfortable life. If you live in like, the West, if you live in, like, America or Europe and shit, if you watching this and you in, like, India or like, a third world country or shit, salute to you. Because you really got to get out the mud. But, like, if you got a house, you know what I mean? If you got food, even if it's ramen, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got to be on the streets and shit. If you can be on YouTube spending 12, 15 minutes of your time, then, like, life is pretty good, you know what I mean, in terms of just living. So, like, why not take that opportunity that the people before you have given you and build something great upon it? I'm not saying that you need to have something that's, super monumental, but you can be the man that you want to be and show your kids that shit is possible, that you can create the life that you want to live and you can live a life by design. And your kids are going to see that and they obviously going to pass it on to their kids and just keep the bloodline flowing. You know what I mean? Like, you have to do this shit, bro. Like, I don't think that like men should be lazy at all. You can't afford to be lazy, bro. Like I said, nobody's coming to save you. So if you're gonna be lazy, then you have to be stuck with living the life of a lazy person. If you're gonna just be drifting, you got to be stuck with just being a drifter and not ever achieving anything of success. And usually when people are like that, they get jealous, they get envious, they sneak diss people that are successful because they know that they didn't take the chance within themselves and bet on themselves and actually lock in and drive with a purpose. So they think that person might have been scamming, or think that my person might not deserve it because, they don't have degrees or certificates or whatever it may be. But you know what I'm saying, you did everything by the book. You did all the right things and, you're stuck living a regular life with no shit, bro. Like, if you're doing everything that everybody else is doing, you're going to have to be okay with everybody else's results. If you want to be extraordinary, you got to be different. You got to go through a period of isolation where the people around you don't get you and the people that you want to get around don't know who you are yet. And you got to just build. Because the more time that you can spend with yourself, the more comfortable you can get in your mind, like, just being able to just be in silence, just be in nature, just be with you. No phone, no music, no nothing. Just spend, 20, 15 minutes with yourself. The more that you can do that, the more you can get closer with God. The more you can get closer with the source, and the more you can get closer with that higher power, and that shit can speak to you directly, and you can understand what's going on in your mind. You can understand what's going on in your heart. You can start to process your emotions better. You can start to process your thoughts better. You can really start to evaluate just what is going on internally. because this life shit is 100% internal. It's 100% mental. And if you don't get your mental right, then your physical will never be right. If you don't get this shit done here right, everything on the exterior is gonna fold. It's gonna crumble. So like, spend some time alone. Spend some time by yourself, because you're gonna have to if you're really on your purpose. You're gonna have to say no to the parties. You're gonna have to say no to you know what I'm saying, pointless conversations. You're gonna have to say no to just, you know what I'm saying, different, you know what I'm saying, just smoke sessions, or just, you know what I'm saying, drinking sessions with your boys at the bar, especially if it's not productive. And I'm not saying don't have fun. Go have fun, but like, make sure that you still align with your purpose. Make sure that that fun is a reward of you being locked in, and not you trying to escape a life that you hate living. Because when you don't have purpose, it can get real easy to just find ways to escape the life that you're not proud of. You need to be proud of yourself. You need to be proud of the life that you're living. You need to be proud of the steps that you're taking day in and day out, knowing that you're chipping away at a goal, knowing that you're chipping away at actualizing that version of yourself that you think about late at night. You know what I mean? Because like, that's what gives life meaning. That's what's gonna get you up out of bed in the morning. Yeah, you still might have to work your job that you hate. Yeah, you still might have to, you know, deal with people that you don't like. Yeah, you still might have to look at the body that you're not proud of, but you know, day in, day out, you chipping away towards making that shit better. And that's what's gonna give you purpose. That's what's gonna give you an opportunity to wake up happy, grateful to be living, grateful to have another opportunity to get one step closer. Because you never know. Things can change overnight. Things can change in an instant when you are aligned and we are taking constant action. You know, like when you are really dialed in with yourself and who you need to be, and you show up, like, shit can shift quick when you compound that shit, bro. Like, the compound interest works amazing when it's in a positive sense, and when you are investing in yourself. You will never have a bad return on investment when you are betting on yourself. So that's what it's gonna take to really, for you to really live out that purpose, and for you to be great. Because if you're on this channel, if you're watching this video, you're meant to be great. If you made it this far, if your attention span is long enough to really just sit and digest this information, that means that you are seeking out this type of knowledge. That means that your head is already in the right place. It means that there's a version of you that knows that consuming this type of shit is good for you, because you know that your attention is where everything starts in terms of your reality. Because what you focus on grows. What you magnify multiplies. You know what I mean? So like, wherever you put your attention on is what you're gonna see more in life. So, and when you start focusing more so on what your purpose is and living that, you're gonna see opportunities that you didn't see before, because you're more aligned, because you're more in tune with who you are and who you need to be. And you also know that you have a higher power, a higher source working hand in hand with you, and with that you can move mountains. You know what I mean? Like, you as an individual can only do so much, but when you are aligned with God, when you are aligned with the universe, when you are aligned with whatever higher power that you believe in, you can do astronomical things. You can do things that are never heard of, that haven't been, you know, you are a miracle at that point. You stop waiting for a miracle and you become the miracle, because you know that who you are, and you know that you have a purpose, and you know that you're dialed in on it. So I hope it's something in here clicked for you. I hope something in here resonated with you. And if it did, let me know in the comments. Let me know your favorite part. Let me know something that you feel I might have left out. And let me know if you still need help with finding your purpose, because I really just want to provide as much value and much insight as I can, because we need better men in this world. And if you're a woman watching this, we need, you know, better women as well. But this is really for the men to get shit locked in, bro. Find that purpose, create that purpose for yourself, and don't do anything else besides that. Because the truth is, life gets way more fun when you have a purpose, when you have a mission. Like, life turns into a video game, because it's literally a mission that you're trying to complete. And then once you complete it, you're gonna want to keep leveling up. You're gonna want to keep leveling up. You're gonna want to keep stacking the shit up. Like I said, you can have a grandiose purpose. I told you what mine is, but right now, one of my purposes is growing this YouTube channel. It's posting more content, it's connecting with more people, helping more people out. And I'm gonna have to take these actions, like posting these videos, like, you know what I'm saying, just editing these videos, working out, keeping myself in tip-top shape, eating the right things, so I can provide the value that I need to provide, to inspire others to be the best version of themselves and to be the best version of myself. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something from it. Let me know how you felt about it in the comments. Let me know your biggest takeaways, and I hope you have a beastie fucking day.